All right.
Shenanigans.
All right, Robbie, you have some
All right.
conversation on this guy in UK.
I'm going to try to do the intro nice and quick here. So, in May 14th of 2022, Peyton Gendron, who was 18 years old at the time from Conklin, New York, wrote a white supremacist manifesto online, traveled about 200 miles to Tops Friendly Markets store in Buffalo, and live streamed while he opened fire and eventually killed 10 and wounded another 3. Of those shot, 11 were black and 2 were Caucasian. So now, a British teenager who produced far right hate videos that influenced the Buffalo shooter has been jailed for 11 and a half years. So Daniel Harris, who's 19, he's from Derbyshire in northern England, posted videos that were shared by Peyton Gendron and who pleaded guilty to the shooting in Buffalo. Now, during the sentencing, the judge was quoted as saying that what they did was truly appalling, but what they did was no more than you intended to encourage others to do when publishing this material online. So, my question to you is it reasonable for a person to be charged or jailed in their home nation for content creation that inspires someone to commit a hate crime in another country?
I'm gonna go ahead and start. So I'm a little torn on this actually. So I'm
What?
thrilled. Well, let me explain. So I'm thrilled that that this. I'm thrilled whenever I see scummy people go to jail. I'm happy about it. Right? This
Me
guy
too.
is scummy, right?
Lock him up.
But I always have to try to put myself in their shoes too. Like, what if I say something on this show that inspires someone to do something stupid, unexpected, like break a leg and someone goes and breaks their leg, or someone goes and
Different thing.
jumps off a building. I say, jump off a building, Robbie, and somebody jumps off a building. And I inspire them. Because I think there's like a fine line between telling somebody directly to do something or encouraging something or just simply inspiring something, meaning somebody just takes something
But
you said and
what
turns
we
it.
do here,
Different.
we're not producing hate content.
Right.
We are not targeting groups based on their ethnicity, their
Ideologies.
beliefs, ideologies. Exactly. We're not encouraging any harm to be brought to anyone. So what we do is very different, Neil.
I mean, that's
And
fair. But if there were a time and a place where we're talking about black people or white people, and I just happen to say, I'm not going to say it, get rid of
Something.
all the blah, 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 blahs, and then somebody gets inspired by that. Or, maybe I don't even mean to say it. Maybe I just said it, a joke sarcastically, and someone
no.
takes that. I'm just saying, I'm glad he
Now,
was in jail, but I'm just saying that still have to be worried about my own rights. Um,
I think it goes a little bit. I see what you're saying, Neo, because it's like kind of where that line draws, but it's very obvious where the line draws because in this scenario, this
perhaps in
man's
this case.
yeah, he's definitely promoting it. He's advocating for it. He's hinting at it. It's all of these, what was it, right winged, I believe,
Mhm.
ideologies
Right, right.
and just this extremist white supremacist views. So that's different because I know we on this panel lean a little bit towards a side, but we don't promote, advocate, and hint to beat up Donald Trumpers. Like we
Mm,
don't do that.
mm,
We don't promote propaganda or anything like that, but we do have
mm.
our own strong opinion.
Eh,
I think I think
there are
you're
days
looking
when I
I think
want
you're
to
looking
advocate
I
for
think
that.
you're looking at this I think you're looking at this through the lens of being an American where we yell about freedom of speech a lot
Sure.
and that
Yeah,
you have the
yeah, he
freedom of
is.
speech and the freedom to say things. In other countries you don't have that.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, we are he's in another country and this country says, hey, if you're going to be caught and you could be linked to something, then you're going to get charged because there's not a freedom of speech, in their constitution. But also, too, he has done stuff. Was it just 11 years just for the speech? Because he also been charged with like defacing memorials and other
Oh
things.
wow.
So it's other stuff this dude has done
Didn't they
that
connect him to two
is
There
shootings
other.
though?
Yeah, he's
They
inspired
linked
They
him to
did
other
connect him to
shootings, yes.
Colorado and Buffalo here,
Because
but
his
he's done
extremist
stuff
material
in
was
UK.
being
But were
shared.
these shooters only inspired by this one guy?
No.
pretty much.
No, but you're
Not
looking
all
at it. I think you're looking at it as an American though. But UK ain't playing. The other countries, their laws don't play. You cannot do stuff just willy
Let me give
nilly.
you let me give you a good example, Neil, where that free speech ends. In Germany, try flying a swastika. Try touting around Mein Kampf. These are crimes. They stomp it down. You're free to say whatever you want, but when you start spouting Nazi and hate ideology, they're going to shut you down. It's not to say that there isn't racism that exists and that it's systematic in their law enforcement and military, but as a society, they don't tolerate it. I think that, it'd be interesting. It's not an extradition. This is the host nation saying, you know what? You are a hate mongerer. You inspire people to go out and act on your message of hate. And in this case, somebody did.
I mean, and I love it because ultimately I got the reward that I would like to see, which is this dude in jail. But with that being said, if it had been me, like Johnny gave a great example. If I had said, go out and I hate Donald Trumpers, so you should,
But the law here wouldn't allow you. The law here wouldn't allow that to happen to you.
Yes,
we have law. The laws here wouldn't allow that to happen.
That law.
So
even though I'm upset that people like this guy in our country can continue to do what he did and just spout all this hate and all this other nastiness, even though I don't like that, I also like the freedom, personal freedom of being able to say things without being jailed.
But I feel like why do is it normal to be hateful? Like, I think it's a deeper question. Like, why do you hate a public figure? I mean, I don't like half of the presidents that have existed, but I don't hate them either. Like, I don't have hate towards them or anybody for that matter. So it's just like that's a bigger.
Good for you, Gianni.
Would you feel differently, Neil, if you had been at that grocery store? Would you feel differently about this if you had been at that grocery store?
Or Colorado?
Okay.
Or if you've been a survivor?
Yep.
Meaning gotten shot and survived?
Yeah. Or just there. I mean, I would be
just
traumatized.
I would have been traumatized. I unfortunately haven't seen anything like that. The closest I came to seeing something like that was when I was in high school. I was in the metro station, Tinleytown, and we were just going down the metro, and all of a sudden these guys come running through, start shooting guns down the shooting bullets down the escalator at somebody, and we go running off, and we're like, oh my God, what in the heck is going on? And they fortunately nobody got hurt, but that's the closest I've come to anything similar to this, and that was devastating in its own way.
So if you had found out that those guys had been watching a video and this person was inspiring that, would you not want that person to face some kind of consequence?
No, don't get me wrong. I want him to. I just don't. I don't want my rights of being able to say things that might inspire people to affect me being put in jail. So it's a balance that's tough to find. I mean, because I don't like all those hate mongers, and I'm not a hate monger. But for me to be able to feel confident to say what I need to say and not go to jail for it, unfortunately, I have to deal with all these hate mongers.
But that's to say, we have the laws to protect that it'd be very less likely to happen here.
All right. So Jacqueline Robinson, a couple of comments. I think it's a type of terrorism that has a name. It starts with a D. This is when somebody deliberately riles someone up to attack or a group of people. They commit domestic terrorism, similar to the way IQ 45 Trump riles up his supporters to invade the Capitol and commit atrocities. Kevin Thaxton, not in the fatherland. Dutchland don't play that.
Exactly.
All right. All right. So is this truth, lies, shenanigans?
This is some
truth. That's some truth.
Some 11 and a half years of truth.
I'm cool with it. I'm ultimately cool with it. I just don't want it to happen to me. That's all I'm saying.
It
Don't
won't
promote
be.
hate speech. Don't promote hate
Thank
speech. It
you.
will be good.
Don't leave the country and talk stuff. That's what it is. You just talk stuff
We're
here.
having
Don't leave,
Talk all my
because you
trash
will go
here
to jail.
online. All
Yeah,
right.
you will go to jail. That's what happens.
All right.
They don't play.